Hello everyone, this is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 3A of our 2026 CSA season. Make sure that you received yesterday's email. Take a look at that. It gives details about upcoming events, also gives information about this week's share, all of the add-ons, and always does a veggie spotlight. So make sure you're reading that. If you are not receiving it, please contact the farm. But before you do that, make sure you check your junk folder. Every now and then mine hits my junk folder for some reason. But details about all the upcoming events, the Blooming Glen Farm Party, some special events at the farm are in that email. So make sure you take a look at that. Jumping right into this week's share, we have salad greens. Salad greens are just stored like this. Don't do anything with them until you're ready to use them, but store them in the fridge. Once you're ready to use them, either fill your sink with water or fill a big bowl with water. Get them nice and clean, throw them in your salad spinner, dry them in your salad spinner, and then use them as a base for salads. You can either just lightly dress them and serve them as a side for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you can make a larger salad with a bunch of additional items, but you can just lightly dress those salad greens as a side. We also have romaine this week. Romaine is stored in a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge. Once you're ready to use it, you're gonna rinse it off, chop it up. You can use the leaves on burgers, on sandwiches, chop it up and use it in salads. So a great base for a salad. We do a lot of burger bowls, so we use the lettuce in that. Tacos, so lots of options there. We have radishes. Very first thing that you're gonna do with radishes is remove the bottoms from the tops. So your green tops, store them in a separate bag in the fridge. Those can be sauteed. If you're not going to use them, then throw them in your veggie scrap bag in the freezer to make broth later in the season once that bag fills up with veggie scraps. The bottoms, lots of ways to use these. You can eat them raw, so I like to thinly slice them and throw them on top of salads. I also like to pickle them, which I think is what I'm gonna do with them this week. You can roast them. There's a roasted radish recipe on the website. I also think there might be a pickled radish recipe on the website. If there's not, on our hub, there's a quick pickled veggie PDF that you can use to follow. What else for radishes? I think there's a radish pico de gallo actually on the website. So take a look at that if you're looking for a different idea for what to do with your radishes. If you don't like the spiciness of the radish, please try roasting them, and that recipe is on the website. When you roast them, the flavor profile changes, and a lot of people who don't like radishes actually enjoy them roasted, so please try that. New this week, we have dandelion greens. Dandelion greens are stored in the fridge in a Debbie Meyer green bag. Once you're ready to use them, rinse them off, dry them, and then you can either eat these raw. They're a little bit bitter, but they're often ate as a salad, so just as another green salad base, or you can saute them. There's a sauteed dandelion green recipe on the website. It's also, I know that one is linked in our email that came out yesterday. You can do a dandelion green pesto. We have basil this week, so that would work really well. And dandelion greens are also great in smoothies. So stored in the fridge. I don't know if I said, but the bulbs of the radishes get stored in a separate Ziploc bag, also in the fridge. We have kale. This time we have curly kale. So stored in the Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Once you're ready to use it, it can be eaten raw or it can be cooked. A simple green sauteed, follow the simple sauteed greens recipe on the website. Base of a salad, so there's a bunch of recipes. I know I have a kale Caesar salad. We like to do just a massaged kale salad, so we do that often. Using kale as the base with like a lemon vinegar and a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, nice and easy. as a side. Kale chips. I know I have kale chips on the website. There's different varieties. I can't remember what my recipe was, but if you want a different spice variety, just try different spices. So kale chips, salads, or simple saute, all options. We have beets, same idea as the radishes. Remove the bottoms, store them separately. So your bulbs get stored separately. The tops get stored in a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge until you're ready to use them. You can eat them raw. They're most often sauteed. Saute them with like onion and garlic and a little bit of oil, and then serve them as a side. If you're not going to use them, store them in your veggie scrap bag and use them to help make broth later in the season. Bottoms, they can be roasted. They can be pickled. They can be eaten raw. Pretty sure I'm going to showcase these guys this week for our recipe, so stay tuned for that on Thursday. We love to pickle them. So I love pickling them and then using them on salad. It also is a way to preserve them. But you can roast them. You can actually grill them also. We have scallions again. Scallions are stored in a Debbie Meyer green bag or a large bag, long bag in the fridge, or you can stand them upright in a glass of water in the fridge. Once you're ready to use them, they're light oniony flavor, so you can use them as a topping, like on top of salad, on top of baked potatoes. There's scallion rice, I believe that was the recipe 2 weeks ago. It's delicious, just a different way to use a large amount of scallions. So if you still have scallions from last week, please try that recipe. You can also dry them. So I dehydrated them, chopped them up, dehydrated them, and then that's a way to preserve them. Scallions, what else? Great in salad dressings also. So using that oniony flavor. We have basil this week. So basil does not like to be cold, so it stores at room temperature. So get a glass of water, put the ends into the glass of water, and leave it on your counter, just at room temperature. Basil is amazing in salad dressings, great in pestos. You could do, like I said earlier, a dandelion pesto with using the basil. I'm pretty sure I have a strawberry basil popsicle on the website, so take a look at that recipe for something different since we have strawberries this week. Great to make like a green sauce. I like making pestos or using it on top of salad to do the salad dressing. Okay, a couple more items, two actually. We have green garlic. Green garlic is stored just like this in the fridge. You can wrap it, like this one's really long, you can wrap it in saran wrap to keep it fresh, or you could put it in a large Debbie Meyer green bag. The entire thing is usable. So all you do is chop off those roots, and then the white part all the way up to the green part is usable. It has a garlic flavor. So I know I have some dressing recipes, some sauce recipes, great with pasta. It would pair really well with our basil for this week. So use it just like you would use your garlic. And then finally, we have strawberries. So our strawberries are stored just like this in the fridge. I usually put them in a plastic container with a lid. Do not wash them until you're ready to use them. Once you're ready to use them, rinse them off. You can eat them just like this. You can bake with them. You can throw them into smoothies. You can throw them onto salad. So this with like a grilled chicken, slice these up, throw them on your salad greens with a grilled chicken and a basic vinaigrette would be delicious for a meal. Remember to save your strawberry tops. Do not throw them out when you remove them. Rinse them off, get them a little bit dry, and then use the recipe for strawberry top vinegar, which is delicious. So I'll be making that this week on top of a bunch of other stuff. That is it, I think, for this week. Things that you're going to want to use, probably the salad greens are your top priority for this week. So definitely plan on making some sort of salad. Take a look at what you have left from last week. Focus on those items. If you still have anything left from previous CSA shares, use those first, and then your salad greens, and then kind of make a plan for everything else. If you have any good recipes that you've been finding for things that we have in our shares this week, make sure you post them to our Facebook group. If you have any questions, also post those to our Facebook group, and make sure you tag us so that we see it. I don't always, for some reason, the algorithm on Facebook is a little bit different, and I don't always see all the posts. So if you have questions, tag us so that we can focus on those questions and get them answered. That is it. I will see you all next week.